Hello, this is Builder Elephant. Excuse my volume, but everybody's asleep, so I'm finally filming my first video in a very long time. But what we're going to do here is do the blind bag opening of the Disney 100th Anniversary Series 3 minifigures. And now you'll notice I put all the labels on these bags, and it's because this series, it's not that the figures are hard to find, it's just there's a lot of pieces, so it takes a while. So I just thought I'd save some time and label them, and then as I open them, kind of discuss about the pieces you want to look for if you're looking for that character or the complete set. So the first one I grabbed here is Ernest de la Cruz, and he's a pretty easy one to find because of his huge sombrero. That's the piece you're looking for with Ernest here. The importance being Ernest, we'll start off bad jokes right away, but here he is, and this is that sombrero I was talking about. If you look at it, it's just this huge piece, very distinct, easy to find the blind bag. The guitar, there's another guitar with Coco, so you can't only use the guitar, but using that big sombrero piece is how you're going to find this particular character in the blind bags. So right now we're one for one. I got to put on his sombrero here. There he is in beautiful form. This is kind of a fun little character. I actually did a Coco brickhead, so I'm kind of excited to have the Coco minifigures in this 100th round of Disney. And I love these stands with Disney 100 on them, so if you don't want to get all the characters, you might just want to get like your favorite one just for those stands, because the stands are really cool. This is hopefully Apprentice Mickey. This is actually the last figure I found. When I first went to the Lego store, they didn't have any. I found some random ones at Joann Fabrics. They didn't have an Apprentice Mickey, and I finally found this Apprentice Mickey at Barnes & Noble. So it took me like 3 attempts to finally find an Apprentice Mickey. So I'm hoping this was actually Apprentice Mickey. And as I pull it out, I can tell you it is in fact Apprentice Mickey. Now, there's a couple good tells with this one. One is actually the easiest, is the broom handle, because the broom handle is this large bar with a little stopper here, and that is actually very unique to Mickey and probably the easiest piece to find in the bag, because the rest of the pieces are in this secondary plastic, which I have found makes kind of feeling them difficult, because it just, I don't know, it obscures the feel a little bit. But other things you can look for are the handles to the bucket. So those little handles that attach to his bucket. And the bucket itself, you know, you can feel it if you're really good, but you might mistake that with other pieces. So I don't suggest the bucket itself, but the handle to the bucket is pretty easy to find. And of course, I can't attach the most simple piece, which is the bucket handle to the bucket, but hey, yay, I did it! I can do it! Here is that broom handle, which is easy to find, and then the broom bottoms, just kind of stick those together like that, and you've got Mickey's broom, the magic broom, and of course Apprentice Mickey, put them together, legs, torso piece. And then you can also feel Mickey's head. It is a distinct feel. If you're good at feeling blind bags, the head will tell you that you have Mickey, because no other piece feels like this. But to get Apprentice Mickey, you definitely want to look for that broom handle. This is the easiest tell, but there are a couple tells with the bucket handle, Mickey's head. But there's our Apprentice Mickey Mouse. And then I'll just get through other series here. You know, I should put all these pieces in the bag so I don't lose them. Prince John. It was funny, actually, I was at the Lego store, and we were all kind of helping each other out, saying, hey, who needs this, who needs that? So we said, who needs Prince John? And I'm like, who is Prince John? And Prince John is the lion from Robin Hood, who's taking over Nottingham, but it was the lion character, and he's a little difficult to tell in the blind bags for the other characters. Now, his head is unique, so if you're good at feeling the blind bags, that crown and the muzzle of the lion's mouth is a way to tell you have Prince John. But some other ways and more easy ways to tell is you want to find his sack, that sack, that Santa sack, the bag. This has been a lot of blind bag series, so to feel that shape, it's very recognizable if you've done it in the past. And if you feel that, You also might want to look for some of these flat 1x1 round tile pieces. Now a lot of pieces have the sets have the 1x1 round tile piece, but that round tile, which is a coin in that bag, are going to be the giveaway that you found Prince John. And it's so funny, like I just haven't seen Robin Hood in so long, I didn't even realize that Prince John was the lion character from the cartoon. But he's kind of like, he's a more difficult one to find. Kind of find like the more obscure characters end up being the more difficult ones to find. We got Experiment 626 Stitch. This is actually one of the easier ones to find in the blind bags because of his torso and head. So when you open it up, you're going to really see what I'm talking about with that. But so his torso is very unique because it has 2 arms. So you can see he's got 2 arms on the side, which gives a unique feel. So once you know that this is the torso piece, you feel that little peg, you feel the flat bottoms, all of a sudden you're feeling the arms, you're like, wait a second, what is that? These arms are a good way to tell you've got Stitch. But the other dead giveaway is those ears. He's got very unique ears. This ear shape, very easy to find within the blind bag, so you can find him pretty quick. And you know, again, he's one of the easier ones to feel because almost every one of his pieces is unique. He also comes with little ray guns, which when you feel them, they're the only ray guns in the series. So pretty much everything but his legs give Stitch away. So he's probably the easiest character to find in this series of Disney CMF characters. Next we have Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. It was so funny because like we had that big group of people. I was saying, who needs Aurora in there? Who? And I'm like, Sleeping Beauty. It's like, oh yeah, okay. So Aurora, Sleeping Beauty, however you may know her. But for Aurora, there's 3 characters who come with a dress piece. But what you want to do is you want to find that dress piece. And when you find the dress piece, you're like, okay, I now know that it's either her, it's Princess Tiara, and I'm drawing a blank on the third one, but only there's 3 of these dress pieces. So when you find the dress piece, from there it's a process of elimination. And for her, the thing you're looking for is either the owl piece, which for me, it was the owl that I used to confirm because, again, I've seen owls in blind bags before, so I knew what to feel for. But also her hair is different than the other dress piece characters. But the owl is your surest way to know that you have Aurora or Sleeping Beauty in the blind bag. And again, just that dress piece is kind of how you limit it and say, okay, which of these 3 characters is it? Put that crown, a little hole in her head. And then there is Princess Aurora with all her animal friends. Well, just one animal friend, but you know, I'm sure if you collect Lego, you've got a lot of these little creature pieces you can use. Queen of Hearts. Now the Queen of Hearts, it's her unique dress piece. I've been collecting minifigures for a while, so I felt that dress piece before with a past character, but we don't see it very often. But her dress piece is very easy to feel in the blind bag. It's a very unique shape. I might have to actually cut this bag a little bit more to get that piece out. And there it is. This is the dress. Let me get the rest of this out before I show you that dress piece. But this dress piece, you can see how it curves over. You've got the 2 big top studs there, or pegs. But this dress piece, easy to find within the blind bag, and you're like, right away, I know that this is the Queen of Hearts. So she is an easy character to find. Again, these plastic bags, I don't know why they started doing them, but to me, they made the feeling a lot more difficult. Now she also comes with these tile pieces, these heart tile pieces, and I believe she's the only one to have those heart tile pieces, but when you're feeling the bags, the tile pieces that are hearts, extended half circles, or even round tiles can get confusing, so you don't want to really look for that heart. It's just that big old dress that you want. And I'm just like Butterfingers right now, but let's put our queen together. I don't want to spend too much time putting these characters together because you're going to see them looking more pretty online than here in this video. This is just more to see, one, if I got the complete collection, and then if I did get the complete collection, kind of how you can find it for the different characters that you want of the Disney CMF series, because they went down to 12 characters when they raised the price to $5, but the Disney are still $5, but they had 18. So it's a kind of an expensive set to get all of. But this one is Jiminy Cricket. Jiminy Cricket's another one. It's not that he's hard to find. It's just that it's hard to identify what those pieces are when you're going blind in there. And a big part of that is because those pieces are in this little extra bag. And again, that bag just kind of I don't know if they did that to make it more difficult or why. I'd love to know Lego's reasoning. But for Jiminy Cricket, you've got his body and arms. It's not going to do anything. The torso piece, the head doesn't do anything. But the umbrella is the telltale piece. He's the only character to have this umbrella. So if you feel that little curved handle with the umbrella, you know you've got Jiminy Cricket. Now, he also comes with this nice little top hat, but that can be confused with another character. I can't remember his name, but the villain from The Princess and the Frog. And I can't remember his name, but he also has kind of this top hat, so you can get that confused with the voodoo guy from Princess and the Frog. But once you find that umbrella piece, you know you've got Jiminy Cricket. Again, I'm not going to worry about these little cape pieces yet. I'm going to kind of put those together later because I'm sure you've seen these characters. This is just about feeling them and again seeing, did I get the complete set? Now, a lot of queens. We had the Queen of Hearts, and this is the Queen from Snow White. And I am still shocked we haven't gotten a Snow White minifigure, which makes me believe this is not the last Disney minifigure series, because I find it very hard to believe that we would get the Queen from Snow White, but we wouldn't get Snow White yet. She was one of the very first Disney princesses. In fact, she may have been the first Disney princess. So I'm shocked we haven't gotten her yet. Now, for the Queen, again, she has all these pieces in this little bag, so it's hard to kind of figure out the different pieces and what you need. Even my cat's excited about that, if you heard that. But here's the other piece. I said there are 3 dress pieces. Here is the third, the Queen. And you get that dress piece, you kind of like, okay, which of the 3 women dress pieces do I have? And for her, she comes with this nice little antenna piece, the bar with the stud at the end. And then also, for me, I use the mirror piece, this large oval with the handle in back. That's how I verified that this was in fact the Queen. The magic mirror on the wall piece is the giveaway that you found the Queen from Snow White. And what I do love about this new set of series is that we get 2 of the small pieces. So we actually get 2 of her crown pieces in this bag, along with the mirror. So yes, so far we're getting 100%. My feeling skills are still intact, even though I'm not buying as many minifigures anymore. But I couldn't pass up the 3rd series of Disney, since I've already got the other 2. This is Mulan. Now, Mulan, she is like the piece queen. She has so many pieces, the Mulan minifigure. And I'll show you when I do that here why that is. So her figure itself, not very revealing. You've got the legs, the torso piece, the head. Yes, the hair is unique. It's a little rubbery piece. So if you feel the rubbery hair piece, that is Mulan. But she comes to build this little cricket jar. You have like 3 pieces. You've got a 1x1 round plate. You've got a 1x1 round cylinder, and then you've got this triangle, the convex pyramid piece that goes on top. I'm not quite sure how to build it, so you've got all these pieces. But for me, Mulan, it was the sword. Her sword was the unique piece that I could feel to make sure I had Mulan. So feel that sword, feel the rubbery hair, and all these little pieces, and you know you've got Mulan. Baymax. Okay, Baymax is interesting because I actually didn't think he belonged in this series. He seemed too new to be considered Disney, but they included him, so I'm assuming he's pretty popular. Baymax has a couple tells. He's the only one with these 1x1, 1x1 bracket pieces. So if you feel those, you know you've got the Baymax. He's got this 1x2 rounded corner plate piece. And this kind of how you create that board that he stands on. The extended half circles are not unique to him. A couple characters have those, including Cruella de Vil. So those aren't going to be a tell, but they are a nice printed tile piece once you get them out. And now the tell for him is the torso piece. If you look at the torso piece, he's got these really long arms. So when you find the torso piece, feel for those long arms and you know you've got Baymax. So that's how you find Baymax. And again, I like the character. He's kind of cool, but I don't know. I just didn't think he belonged in the CMF series for Disney. And also, I think I'd rather have him as a big character, a big figure, instead of a minifigure. But oh, we got Robin Hood for our Prince John. And for Robin Hood, that fox head is going to be very unique, the fox head. But the thing that really gives him away is his tail, the little fox tail, the rubbery fox tail. But not only the fox tail, but also once I get this torso piece on, his headpiece is unique, that little headpiece. So if you feel the fox's head, pointy ears, his cap, the pointy nose, you've got the fox, Robin Hood, but also his arrow, his bow and arrow. Very unique. You feel that the bow itself, the tip of the arrow, you can feel all that in the blind bag. So you find that arrow and you know you've got Robin Hood, and he comes with a feather, which you can also feel and identify as Robin Hood. You feel that little feather that goes in his hat, and you know you've got Robin Hood, but that's a very small piece and easy not to find or figure out what it is. Use that bow to figure out who Robin Hood is inside that blind bag. Miguel Rivera, or as we like to call him, Coco. And Coco is the guitar. I told you couldn't use that guitar piece to tell the other character because they both have guitars. But with Coco, the tell is the dog, the crazy dog. I love this print. This dog with the tongue hanging out. I love it. But this dog piece is how you tell you've got Coco. So if you feel the guitar and the dog piece, you know you've got Coco in there. And he comes with two heads. You've got his human head, and then you've also got his skeleton head, as he's going to be trapped in the land of the dead. So he's kind of a cool figure, and him I do like. Baymax, but I think Coco already did, even though he's newer, I think he deserves to be in the history of Disney. Cruella de Vil. For whatever reason, this character, Cruella de Vil, actually gave me the biggest trouble feeling. I had a hard time figuring out who this character was in the blind bag. So let's make sure I was actually right, because like I said, for whatever reason, she gave me a hard time, and it is Cruella de Vil. But she was really, maybe because all those pieces are in the bag. But for Cruella, the big thing that helps with Cruella is her hairpiece is unique. So it's like if you feel that hairpiece, the kind of the hair that's bunched up on top, the curved bottom, that's a unique piece. And that kind of gave me the hint that I might have Cruella de Vil. But the thing that gave it away was the little tiny Dalmatian puppy. The tiny Dalmatian puppy was a big hint that this was Cruella. And it was kind of hard to tell that it was a Dalmatian, but you could definitely get the feel that this was a small creature piece. And she has the extended half circle. So the extended half circle tile piece was the other thing I used. I basically used this piece and the puppy to confirm that I had Cruella de Vil in the blind bag, because the Betamax had it, but he's got very distinct pieces, so I knew it wasn't him. Let's see, we're almost done here. We've got Dr. Facilier. Oh, this is the hat top who I didn't understand from The Princess and the Frog, and it's actually another reason I wrote down these names, because I would probably not know who some of these characters are, because I wasn't a big fan of The Princess and the Frog, so I saw it like once and that was it. But for him, you've got the regular torso and the headpiece, but the giveaway for him are a couple things. That top hat, and they're like him and Jiminy Cricket both have that top hat, so that kind of gives them away. But the other thing is actually the very small bar. So if you feel that top hat and these 3L bars, You get 2 of them, even though you only need 1 because you get those extra pieces. But the 3L bar is how you know if you have this doctor guy from the Princess and the Frog. And he also comes with a 1x2 tile piece, and I believe he's the only one to have a 1x2 tile piece. So that was another kind of tell, that 1x2 tile piece, that you have the doctor from the Princess and the Frog. Now we got, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. This is actually the very first minifigure I found. I went to the Lego store and I felt his head. Just right away, picked up the bag and was like, oh, that's Oswald. Although to be honest, I couldn't remember his name in the store. I was like, you know, the old Mickey character, not Mickey Mouse, but the other guy. But look at those ears. You cannot miss this character in the blind bag with those ears. Just very distinct, unique, probably kind of close to Goofy ears, actually, if we ever get Goofy in a blind bag. It'd be nice to get Goofy in something other than a $350 train set. Oh, and look, I was wrong. He also has the 1x2 tile piece, probably with the little, it's a little clapper board with the Oswald name on it, and I probably forgot about it because with him, like I said, I felt those ears right away, didn't need to feel anything else. I knew exactly what character I got. Now we have Pinocchio. Pinocchio was another character who usually used the headpiece. Very helpful for the headpiece to know who you got, because he has a regular minifigure head, but the nose, if you look at it, you'll see that nose just pointing out, sticking out. So you feel it, minifigure head, and oh wait, there's a little bump, and that tells you have Pinocchio. Now you can also use the hat piece. The hat piece is also kind of a unique feel, but that pointed hat, you know, we had Robin Hood who had it. So the pointed hat's in a couple characters, not exactly the shapes, you can tell, but for me, that head with the big pointy nose that grows with every lie is the dead giveaway. You have Pinocchio. And of course, he comes with this little goldfish. Need your little goldfish. But that was Pinocchio. And now we have 2 more. Tiana from the Princess and the Frog. And she was the 3rd character to have a dress piece. So you found that dress piece, and you had Tiana, you had Aurora, or you had the Queen. And unfortunately, both Tiana and Aurora have a crown, so that's not going to help you. There's a lot of duplicate pieces with that. But with Tiana, the thing is, you find that dress, and you're like, okay, I have one of those 3 girls. Which one? Not sure yet. Her hair piece is unique. It's a unique hair with a little bun on top. That's a unique piece. The frog is unique as well, but those are very difficult to find the shape in the blind bag. What you want to find is this 2x3 tile piece. It is the only 2x3 tile piece in the set, so you feel that dress piece, you feel that tile piece, and you know you have Tiana from the Princess and the Frog. And now I've got 1 character left, and if I felt right and I don't need to buy any more blind bags, it is Pocahontas. Now, the thing about Pocahontas is it's the hair that gives her away. And I say that because she has so many pieces to her. Now, if you look at it, I'm going to get her body, her legs, I'll put on her headpiece. She has these nice little 3-leaf flowers, which, you know, you can use to tell because there's 2 of them in there. She also has those 2 1x1 round tile pieces, some really great printed pieces, but the hair is what gives it away. It's a hard plastic, so very firm, but it swoops. This way it swoops. When you feel the blind bag, you're really going to feel that swooping hair. You just feel that curve and how it swoops. So that's the dead giveaway that you have Pocahontas, that nice blowing in the wind hair. Just that is the way you tell you have Pocahontas. And as luck would have it, I did get every single minifigure. Hopefully this series will help you find the minifigures you want, or all the minifigures. And then just kind of like an added bonus. The way I've just been so busy, I don't get to film a lot anymore, and so it's just kind of what you're seeing is videos I filmed months ago, and every now and then I get to throw in one of these. So I probably won't be getting the builds of these videos for a while, But what I did do is I got this, the Disney Celebration Train, and really cool. So I got it for Tinkerbell, but I do love the fact that we get a Moana and a different Mickey Mouse. I think that's kind of fun. I already have Peter Pan from the original CMF series, but this train is really cool. What I love about it is that, you know, they've got Moana's Island, the sheriff's office for Woody, you've got a pirate ship. What I'd love to do is take these characters and build little trains for each of them, and that way, like, I don't have to wait for months or even a year before I finally get a build video of these out. I can kind of do some mock work and work with my Disney characters, which I love. So I'm hoping I'll have time to do this because I love doing mock work. I love building things. So this can be a fun way to incorporate the new Disney CMF characters and this set.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.